What's up guys, Blade Master here, finally back at it with some Total War Warhammer multiplayer battles. This is going to be the first one that I'm going to be casting. It's a quick battle that I fought against Skipper, and I've taken the Greenskins, who I think are my favorite faction in Total War Warhammer. As you can see, these really cool looking Wolf Riders moving up ahead of a Goblin mainline. I've taken the Greenskins against an Empire build in quick battle. So I was really expecting Demigryph cheese, but Demigryph cheese was not to be had today. Skipper very kindly went ahead and only brought two Demigryph Knights with halberds. He's also brought a Witch Hunter, and he's got Balthazar Gelt on a Pegasus. And he's got a total of 5 halberds or halberdiers, or 6 halberdiers, forming up a pretty strong front line of infantry. And finally, he's got 6 handgunners. Not really sure why he brought handgunners. They are very strong anti-armor missile infantry. I think they'd be plenty useful against more heavily armored factions. They would do very well against Greenskins, but I'm not too sure if it could have been better if he just saved up some money, brought great swords instead, and brought maybe some crossbows. Meanwhile, with the Greenskins in the map of Prague, by the way, 3 Wolf Riders, 3 Goblins behind them, and a Night Goblin Shaman behind them. I've brought a total of 3 Orc Boy Biggins, Orc Boar Boy Biggins, and 2 on my left flank, 1 on my right, and a Night Goblins on my right flank, with a total of 4 Goblin Archers. There are 2 Goblin Archers on either flank. I didn't want to bring them behind my infantry because they really wouldn't be able to do much, I thought. And 2 total Orc Biggins, 1 on the left and 1 on the right, and an Arachnarok Spider, whom I'm hoping will do a lot of damage here. As camera work's still terrible. Arachnarok Spider, and of course I've got what's his face here on a dragon. I forget his name. He's not the Festy dude, he's the Spellcasty dude. He's going to be flying around, and I'm going to make the most of my increased maneuverability here. Almost similar to my Parthia builds in Total War Rome 2. Keep 3 distinct lines. I'm not really sure how this would work against against a tournament level build, but it's still fun to play. Keep 3 distinct armies, each semi, able to support itself. I forget the word for that. And I'm going to be firing with my right flank onto the handgunners, a downhill advantage for me here. I'm going to make the most of it with my Goblin Archers, and they're going to be firing poison arrows onto the handgunners. The handgunners taking a plenty of damage here because they don't have any shields to protect them from missiles. Same thing going on the other flank. My Goblin Archers targeting the handgunners, and the Halberdiers moving up in front instead to protect their handgunners. And so I'm going to come in with a Goblin Wolf Rider to try and catch them, and I do charge into most of his Halberdiers instead. Sorry for the lag, by the way. I mean, I need to upgrade my PC. I'm going to do that pretty soon. Meanwhile, I'm going to use a Spirit Leech on his Witch Hunter, which I guess isn't the best use. I could have used it on his General instead, but I decided to just go for a Spirit Hunter instead and get some pretty valuable damage there. Pulling away with my Orc Boar Boy Biggins. Nothing going on my right flank in the meanwhile. On my left, my Night Goblins, my Orc Biggins, going to charge into Halberdiers, and they'll do pretty decently. Meanwhile, his handgunners are dying very quickly to my Goblins, my Goblin Archers. Meanwhile, my Orc Boar Boy Biggins actually caught by his Halberdiers, and the Halberdiers is going to do a great job against them. So I'm furiously trying to pull them away. And I'm going to try and get a charge in onto the Halberdier's rear in the meanwhile. But over here, it looks like the Arachnarok Spider is just about ready to come in and charge. And they are going to destroy these Halberdiers. The Halberdiers do, of course, have a bonus versus large. So the Arachnarok Spider is going to take a bit of damage there in the process. Yeah, you can see they're taking a lot of damage. And the handgunners with their anti-armor are going to help out a lot against the Arachnarok Spider, but it's causing terror, and it's causing some panic on his flank there. And I'm also supporting with some Orc Biggins, so the Halberdiers there have routed, even though they could have done pretty well. Meanwhile, I've managed to destroy his Halberdier flank here with my Orc Boar Boy Biggins, and now the Demigryph Knight's going to charge in. So I'm going to come in with my Night Goblins. They are going to hold down the Demigryph Knights, while my Night Goblin Shaman first put a second Spirit Leech on his Witch Hunter, and then he's going to use Itchy Nuisance to remove the weapon damage and reduce the melee attack of these guys. Meanwhile, the Halberdiers here gotten clobbered by my Orc Boy Biggins. His handgunners meanwhile trying to fire into my general, doing a decent bit of damage there. And now he's not using Balthazar Gelt at all so far. No spells being casted as of yet. The Arachnarok Spider doing decently. The Demigryph Knights damage sustained. They're taking a lot of damage, especially from the big guns here, and the Goblin Wolf Riders as well, being a nuisance. They're going to charge into the Witch Hunter and just topple them, keep them down, keep them pinned down, while my Goblins try to do their best against Halberdiers. They're, of course, nothing more than a holding force in the front, while I try and destroy his rear and his flanks with my very powerful cavalry. There we go, god damn, using all the buffs in the world, stand your ground, walk, and foe seeker aspect of the Dread Knight also being used, doing a lot of damage on Balthazar Gelt. He's not able to run away, and my Orc Biggins also chasing him away. The Night Goblin Shaman forced into combat here against the Halberdiers, and meanwhile my Orc Boar Boy Biggins with their shock capability is going to charge into the handgunners and do a lot of damage on the charge, and rear charging the Halberdiers, and the Wolf Riders also charging. Just all sorts of mincemeat action going on for the Empire. They do not like where they're at right now. The Arachnarok Spider meanwhile being super lazy, just chilling and killing off as many units as it can, and the goblins on top of them sniping down this witch hunter, and the goblin archers as well getting into very decent positions. And at this point it's more like it is a chain rout, close victory for the orcs. It's, I think, my 9th or 10th battle in this game, and so far I've lost like 9 of them, and this is the one game that I've won. So of course this is the one that I bring you. The Greenskins are a really fun faction, and you need to be on top of your micro because they keep routing, and you need to make sure that you are paying attention to the routing units, and when they come back you actually put them back into the battle. Empire definitely a very cool faction, apart from the Demigryph cheese. They are definitely a very fun faction, and this was a pretty cool battle for me to bring you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and stay tuned for more. Peace.